There's still a myth out there that exists that you cannot invest remotely and you have to invest in your local area. Well, as I've said before in another video, that is completely untrue. And now more than ever, with the many applications and tech out there, it is possible to invest from the comfort of your own home without really ever having to leave. I'm going to be showing you 6 apps and websites that we use in our business that you can use for yourself to invest remotely from the comfort of your own home. So number 1 is Asana. We've been using Asana for a number of years now, and we use it across the whole of our business to manage it. There is a free version of Asana, but as with many applications, the subscription models do unlock other features. Asana is a project management tool at heart. It is there to help you manage a pipeline of work and tasks, and I know a lot of businesses use it to manage teams remotely and to manage work and tasks remotely as well. And that is something that we use it for. What you can use it for is a number of things because it is very adaptable. You can use it, for example, for managing your refurbs. You can put Gantt charts on there and timelines and scheduling and use it to manage each section of the refurb, for example. You could use it for keeping on track of your deals pipeline, something that we use it for. So having sections on there or a workflow which each property in your deal pipeline goes through, and then there's a certain set of notifications and actions per deal. Because with anything that's process led, you're going to be following the same steps, and Asana is very good at creating templates and creating a set of processes that you can just replicate and keep using over and over again to ensure that you're doing the same process for whatever activity that you're managing. So for example, in the deals pipeline, you're carrying out the same set of due diligence every time. Another thing you can use Asana for, just something we use it for, is as a CRM. So to manage your contacts. So whether that's the investors you're working with, whether that's the agents that you're in contact with, whether that's people in your network that you go out and meet in networking events, for example, or whether that's your suppliers, you can use it as a CRM. And that's why we like Asana, because it's very adaptable and has multi-purposes, and you can bring all these things together. And for example, the deals can be linked to your agent contacts, so all of it's stored in one place, and it's very easy to manage all of that kind of complexity in one place. The second one is banking apps. Now you may be asking what comes first, the bank or the app, but what I would actually say is that it's important to consider the functionality of the app and the sort of customer service and the way that the bank works before jumping into a decision on which bank that you would like to choose, and considering that before you consider the brand name, for example. In my experience, the high street banks are very much stuck in the dark ages, and the more modern banks, the Starlings, Monzos of this world, a lot more forward thinking, flexible, and have better functionality, and their apps are very, very good. And the opposite can be said about the mainstream banks. And this is important because this is all about how to invest easily, remotely, and efficiently. And having a bank which is flexible and has a really good app is really important for ticking those boxes and for meeting the requirements that we're talking through in this video. So for example, in terms of the apps, the modern banks have apps which are very good to use and easy to use. You can create a statement within seconds. You can send that digitally or print it off. You can search all your transactions. You can run off reports. You can see all your incomes and outgoings from that app itself without having to go onto, online banking system with a card reader and all of that kind of nonsense, which a lot of the other banks and the high street banks make you do. And another way that they are easier to work with is, for example, opening an account. I opened a Monzo account in about 5 minutes the other week, and that was a business account, and I'm sure that wouldn't be the same if I tried to do that in a high street bank. So another way that these banks are a lot more flexible is around some of their policies and restrictions. So normally when you're transferring money across all banks, you have a cap of £20,000 a day for security purposes. But the Starling, who we work with, for example, they will allow you to lift that cap, so you can then transfer all the money when buying a property, for example, all at once, and then they will just lift it for a few hours, and that enables you to do something that might take you 4 or 5 days in the other banks, and do it really easily in a few minutes with just messaging through their app and to their customer service team without having to spend endless hours on the phone as well. So these are all examples of why you need to consider all of these functionalities when making a decision about your bank. Okay, the next one is Google Suite. Now, a lot of you may be thinking, well, that's really obvious, but hear me out, and I don't think it is necessarily obvious. So if we think about it, I think many people out there will either have a PC with Microsoft on there and probably use Office, or they might have an Apple and they might use the Apple suite. But in my experience, the Google suite is, I suppose, best for cost effectiveness. It's like £12 a month, for example. So it's very cheap, and obviously you get all of the package on there, which essentially Microsoft Office uses. But again, there's a lot more flexibility. You can obviously use it across multiple devices. And given how cost effective it is, I think it offers just much better value for money compared to Microsoft. And within the Google suite, you've obviously got Google Calendar to manage your diary and time and meetings. You've got Google Meet, which you can use for, again, video meetings. You've obviously got Gmail, which you can attach very easily as well. You can attach a business branded URL to. So if you want your name at your property company.com, you can have that. You just need to obviously get URL and then attach it to the Gmail, and you can use Gmail to manage all your emails through that URL. And then one of the key things is you've got Google Drive, which has a huge amount of storage space, and all of the Google Documents suite. And all of that enables you to store key documents about all of your properties. It allows you to be collaborative with other people, to send them documents for signing and reviewing and to work on together. And all of these things are essential for running a property business and to enable you to do it remotely and collaboratively with other people. So it's an obvious one, but I think it's essential. And as I say, the Google provides a very cost-effective solution, which is why I'm suggesting you go with it. The next is the Street Check website. So I've talked about this website on a few other videos, and I've also talked about how important it is to do your due diligence on the areas that you're investing in and the properties that you're looking at. And Street Check is a great way to carry out some of that due diligence. It's great because firstly, it's free, and secondly, it has so much data and detail on there. So you can look at within larger area or an individual postcode, you can look at the crime stats, you can look at the demographics of an area. So what is the population, what's the age, the general age, the type of employment status in that area, the type of home ownership. So all of this gives you information to make better informed decisions. And it allows you to understand all of the key data points and information that you need to know about your area. Because as I've said many times, it is so important to do your due diligence on your area to avoid getting burnt. And Street Check is a really great tool for doing that. The next tool is property data. Now, we use this in our business. We use the paid subscription, but there is a free trial version for you to have a look at. And again, it's relatively inexpensive. But the reason this tool is great is because, again, it has so much to it. So it really does what it says on the tin. It's all about key property data, and it enables you to get the information you need quickly, because there's a really great plugin, for example, for Chrome. So you're looking at a property on Rightmove, and on the right-hand side, it will show the yield of that property, the average price in the area, the average rental prices in that area. So it just takes a lot of the legwork away and allows you to make kind of quick decisions when you're, looking and examining a property. Go a bit deeper into the website. It can provide you valuation reports. So essentially does you a online valuation of a property. It also provides you a set of rental comparables and sold price comparables, which is essential for doing your deal analysis. As I've said kind of quite a few times, it's important to have a clear process of that. And this website takes some of the legwork out. And for example, those valuation reports can be used to either, if you're selling a property, it could help provide some evidence to the vendor you're selling it to or the prospective buyers. Or on the flip side, if you're trying to purchase a property and you think that actually is overvalued, you could maybe negotiate by sending them that valuation report. So it has a lot of good uses. I think one of the biggest factors is it saves you a hell of a lot of time. And one of the other key things is that it also provides sold comparable data, which is not available anywhere else on the internet. So this is all because of the lag in sold data being registered with Land Registry and then it making its way to websites like Zoopla and Rightmove, where people generally get their comparables from. But property data actually somehow has the data much earlier than Rightmove, so it will be showing sold prices potentially within the last 6 months that won't be available anywhere else. That will give you a really good indicator of the current market value and the most up-to-date fashion. It's a really great resource, has a lot of benefits around saving you time, making it much easier to do your deal analysis and due diligence, and the data is really comprehensive. If you're finding this video valuable today, please do subscribe because it really does help it and I'd really appreciate it. Thank you. So as I mentioned in a previous video called 5 Steps to Buy-to-Let Investing, you need to have a uniform process to ensure that your analysis is done right every time and allows you to compare deals side by side accurately. This is why you need a good deal analyzer, because it enables that consistency, it reduces the chance of making mistakes, and it also again saves you a lot of time. There is a free link below in the description to get access to this deal analyzer, so do go and check that out because it's a crucial tool and it will help you to make better informed and accurate decisions. So as you can see, there is many apps available to help you save time, to make your life easier, to ensure you're getting consistency, and to help you undertake the necessary steps you need to invest. I've gone through some of the best ones today that we've tried and tested over the last 4 to 5 years, and they are relatively inexpensive and they all have different packages that pick and choose from. Some of them do have free versions which do have limited functionality, but if you're just using it to invest kind of part-time, they should be fine for that and they should suffice. I think all in all, the apps that I've gone through today potentially might cost you 40 to 50 pounds a month, which is pretty reasonable for the amount of time that it's going to save. And you've got to look at it from an investment point of view, that's a really great return on investment for spending that little money for the amount of time and effort that it's going to save you to ensure that you're doing everything correctly. So do go and check those out and good luck. Thanks for watching this video, guys. I hope you found it useful and I hope it really proves valuable in your investing experience. Please do subscribe to the channel and to put any questions as well, any comments. Would love to hear from you and would love to hear what else you would like to see on this channel as well. Thanks very much.